Good morning, Unity of Savannah. How's everybody doing this morning? It's real good to see you. Thanks for coming out to celebrate Spirit with us this morning. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Are you guys ready? Here we go. Beautiful. That's where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. Here we go. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Get that blood flowing this morning. Come on. I am alive with the Spirit of God. 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 I am alive, y'all, alive with the Spirit of God. I am 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 alive, y'all, alive with the Spirit of God. Let's see here. Do like that. Alive with the Spirit of God. I am 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 alive, y'all, alive with the Spirit of God. Let's say it one more time. I am alive with the Spirit of God. 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 I am alive, y'all, alive with the Spirit of God. Hey, I am alive, y'all, alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive, y'all, alive with the Spirit of God.
Welcome to Unity of Savannah. My name is Marguerite Cuquette. I serve on the Unity Board of Trustees. Unity of Savannah is a center for spiritual awakening, where we recognize God as life, love, and the ground of all being. And we celebrate God by living fully, loving lavishly, and being all that we can be. We'll begin our service this morning with a few moments of affirmative prayer led by Reverend Evan Wilson, Rev. Ev.
As we recognize and know that we know that we are here in the presence of God, we brought God with us because God resides in us. So we get in touch, feel, know that we are always in the presence of God. And as we begin this service this morning, we thank God. We bless God. And we appreciate God for his, her presence within. So it is, and we let it be. Amen.
From that same prayerful consciousness, let's affirm our vision, mission, and purpose statements. Our vision: we connect through the energy of joy and oneness. Our mission: we embrace a positive, loving, and uplifting approach to spirituality. Our purpose: we are an inclusive spiritual community. If you are serving as a member of our prayer team, would you please stand? Our prayer team is here to hold sacred space, to listen lovingly to your prayer intention, to pray affirmatively and from the heart, and to hold in confidence what is shared. If you would like an individual prayer today, Kim will be available in the sanctuary to pray with you after the service.
Hey, Kim.
We have a few announcements today. First of all, Reverend Dale is on sabbatical, and we have a guest speaker, which his name is Charley Thweatt. Charley has a talent for turning any room of people into a connected family. As a young man, he took a huge leap of faith from his budding architecture career into the touring life of a full-time spiritual troubadour and speaker. Since 1981, Charley has inspired tens of thousands of people in 15 countries on 6 continents with his talks, concerts, and workshops. What, Antarctica wouldn't have you? He has also been the musical opener for such luminaries as Wayne Dyer, Marianne Williamson, Deepak Chopra, Ram Dass, Tony Robbins, and Louise Hay. Charley has 18 life-changing music albums and has appeared on national television and radio. Thank you for being here, Charley. He'll be the speaker shortly. We have some announcements, don't we have? Here we go. Oh, there's a house concert tonight. Look at that. Okay, so tonight from 7 to 8:30, the address is 19 Oak Street. Oh, thank you, Oak Crest Street. I was just testing you. $20 to $30 donation, seating limited to 25 persons. So that's tonight. You can snap a picture of that, or is it on the website, unitysavannah.org?
Yeah, and there's a flyer in Fellowship Hall, 2 flyers on my table.
Okay, so flyers in Fellowship Hall on the table for that. Also, we're going to paint this church. So we're still seeking, or we are open to receiving donations. So if you would like to donate to painting the church, if you write a check, you can write paint in the memo line, or you can go on our website and on the donate button, you can donate with a credit card, and you can just write in the notes, paint. Or if you use one of the envelopes on the back of the seat, you can write paint on there on the envelope. And brown bag outreach. So there are a few brown bags in the hallway. So those are things you can just pick one up, put it in your car, and if you see a homeless person seeking donations, you can give the bags away. I just noticed that the bags out there now have an F on them for female, so apparently we have some bags that are tailored for women as opposed to men. And we have a prosperity class coming up, Living from Prosperity Consciousness, a dialogue, Thursday evening discussion group. So I should say it's not a class, it's a discussion group. Darlene, do you want to say anything about it?
Sure. I have a sign-up sheet on the table outside of the bookstore. Please sign up or go to or send an email to prosperunity.org.
Okay, so if you didn't hear that, there's a sign-up sheet outside of the bookstore in the hallway, or you can email prosperunitysavannah.org.
Or see me.
Or talk to Darlene. Darlene is very approachable. I think that's all the announcements. All right, so what's next? Today we light the Christ candle to represent the divine idea of joy.
Joy. God's joy blesses each day of my life. The aroma of my favorite foods from childhood brings a happy memory to mind. Hearing the voice of a dear one warms my heart. Looking upon a newborn's face for the first time evokes a feeling words can't even describe. While the giddy excitement of a child's joy may now be a memory, the joy I know today still delights me. Each day I embrace more completely the joy of knowing I am a living expression of God. God's life lives as me. God's wisdom is within me, my guide to a deepening understanding of myself and the world around me. The love I share with people who are dear to me is God's love, living in each heart and expressing as each of us. What greater joy could there be? From the book of Thessalonians, rejoice always. And so our affirmation for today is God's joy blesses each day of my life. Let's say that together. God's joy blesses each day of my life.
Please give a warm welcome to our guest speaker, Charley Thweatt.
Okay. This will be a minute. Well, I did great in rehearsal. It's going the wrong way. There we go. Okay. Well, it's almost time to take the love offering the way I'm going. Okay, here we go. I don't even need this yet. Would you mute this? I'm about to do a song. get you, I love those opening two songs. They're a lot of fun, a lot of energy. I don't think I've ever heard a joy song with the word y'all in it. It was perfect. I love it. That's Dale. Y'all. I love it. Once I got what it was, I wasn't looking at the words, I was listening to it. So anyway, I want to do a song with you and get you involved. I just have to say, the last time I was in the sanctuary was in the late 80s. And the minister was someone named Shay St. John. Does anyone remember Shay at all? Did you ever know her? Yeah, she eventually was a minister in the Houston area after that, but she's passed on. But anyway, it's fun to be back. I swear, it was probably 85. It was early 80s, 84, 85. So I'm back. Hello, Sanctuary. This song is called Feet on the Ground. And what's that?
Here's a buzzing noise.
Is it? The pickup on my guitar. Oh. Okay. Okay. Here we are. I'll play loudly. You won't hear anything. I'll say. So this song I want to get you involved in is called Feet on the Ground. The lyrics are really simple. Put your feet on the ground, and then be in my heart and have connection. So those are all the words you need to know. And for me, it's kind of about, maybe you experience this, sometimes we're learning unity principles. Do they sometimes feel like they're kind of up in the air? I really want to involve them in my life, really want to ground them, embody them. So it's just like, can I put my feet on the ground in what we're learning? So would you stand up, put your feet on the ground, and I'll get you going here. So I want you to rock to your right and clap, your left, clap, to your right, and then sing as you get it. Put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground, feet on the ground, sing that. Put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground, feet on the ground. Be in my heart and have connection, be in my heart and have connection, be in my heart and have connection, be in my heart again. Be in my heart and have connection, be in my heart and have connection, be in my heart and have connection, be in my heart. Put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground, let me hear you. Put your feet on the ground, feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground. I put my feet on the ground, I put my feet on the ground, I put my feet on the ground. Okay, that was part one. So we're singing about connection, right? So I want you to turn to your left or your right, find somebody, look them in the eyes, and keep clapping, keep rocking. But sing to somebody, look them in the eyes and sing to somebody. Here we go. Put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground, feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground, put your feet on the ground, feet on the ground. Be in my heart and have connection, be in my heart and have connection, be in my heart and have connection, be in my heart. Be in my heart and have connection, be in my heart and have connection, be in my heart and have connection, be in my heart. Put your feet on the ground, I put my feet on the ground, I put my feet on the ground, I put my feet on the ground. Put your feet on the ground, I put my feet on the ground, I put my feet on the ground, I put my feet on the ground. Thank you. So I'm going to grab something. I had a lot of fun at the meditation service at 9, and I think I was also enjoyed by both of the people who attended. No, we had, I think, 6 or 7, but it was sweet. But it was fun. And we ended up in some conversation and kind of about choices that we make and finding our path in life. And and are we really lining up with what we're given to do? So this quote came to mind, and I do a lot of trips to Italy, and where did that go? Let's see. Yeah, here. So, and once I was in the tomb of St. Francis in Assisi, and I just was in this very quiet, and our whole group was sitting there, and I was just in meditation, and I thought, I'll ask St. Francis for a message. And this is what I heard. And he said, St. Francis said, all I did was line up with God. I'm a man like any other. All I did was line up with God. And Judith, do you know Judith, who has the husband that did the opera things? Yeah. She was talking about how her husband was on a certain track, but it just wasn't flowing. And he did what he really loved and just started the whole thing with kids and opera. And she was reflecting on how what I did. I was sitting working in my architecture cubicle, feeling like this isn't me. And this music started blossoming, and I took this leap into doing this full time. And it was kind of lining up more with who I was. You know, and there's a great quote from an author, Alan Cohen. He said, joy is my compass. Joy is my compass. You know, can joy be your north arrow? Can your inner urgings be, your inner knowing be your north arrow instead of what you think you're supposed to do? So I just felt led to share that. I want to use the song now to lead into a time of meditation. And the way it's going to work is we'll sing a little chant and then go into some silence. And then after that, I'll lead a little guided meditation. So a little chant, fade into silence, no applause. Just kind of, and the song will set that tone to really go deep. And then I'll do a little guided meditation at the end of that. So let's take a deep breath in, kind of get comfortable in your chair. We're going to work with a simple chant, be still and know, I am God. So let your eyes close. Let's take another breath, deep breath, settle in. Be still and know I am God. So join me. Be still and know I am God. Be still and know I am God. Be still and know I am God. Sing a harmony if you want to. Be still and know I am God. 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 Be still and know. Be still and know the I am presence, always living in you. Be still and know I am God. Be still and know that Christ's presence be still and know that peace that always lives in you. Know you always have a well of stillness at your center. When things come up to disturb you, just remember, be still and know. I am peace. I am stillness. I am peace. I am stillness. Let's say that together. I am peace. I am stillness. Once again, I am peace. I am stillness. And you can bring that peace and stillness to any situation. And as you look through your eyes out into your world, it doesn't matter so much what you're looking at as where you're looking from. It doesn't matter so much what you're looking at in your life as where you're looking from. Remember to look from peace, from stillness, from that presence of the I am. Be still and know. Be still and know. Amen. Storms will come and storms will go. It's not always fun, but then you'll know how to be free and let life prove you only are free when you let things move. Storms will come and storms will go. Just stand in the wind and let things blow. Blow you away and cleanse your soul. You're willing to say what you can't control. And then you fly on the wind, and then you soar into your beginning, and then you sail on the wind, and then you dive into your beginning. Into your beginning. Storms will come and storms will go. It's not always fun, but then you'll know how to be free and let life prove you only are free when you let things move. And then you fly on the wind, and then you soar into your beginning, and then you sail on the wind, and then you dive into your beginning. Into your beginning. into your beginning, into your beginning. Storms will come. Thank you. Okay. Now this mic, we're good? All right. Okay. So do we have a title up here? My talk title is kind of fun and long. That's fine. I'll tell it to you. My talk title is Flow, Flow, Flow Your Boat. Subtitle, Trust is Not a Dream. So I'm going to look at how trust has shown up in my life and some of the things that have happened to me and maybe quote a few people along the way. But first, I love opening with a joke, so here's my joke for you. It's about two guys on a Sunday afternoon, and they're looking for something to do. One of them has a little small airplane, little two-seater airplane, so they decide they're just going to take it out over the ocean for a while and just have some fun. It's about an hour into their trip. They're about an hour out, and suddenly they have engine trouble, and they have to find this little strip of land in the middle of nowhere to land on out in the ocean. And on the way down, they discover the radio's broken. They can't even call for help. So they get safely on this little beach, this little strip of nothing out in the middle of nowhere, and they finally get out of the plane, and they're standing on this little beach, and one guy is just really nervous about the whole thing, and the other guy is super calm. So the first guy says, "Oh my God, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? The radio's broken. We can't call for help." And the other guy just says, "Well, just relax, just trust. I'm sure it's going to all work out." "What do you mean? We have no food, we have no water?" "Well, just relax, just trust. It's going to be fine." "Well, what do you mean? Why is it going to be fine?" He says, "Well, what you may not know about me is back home, my investments are doing really well. I'm bringing in about $10,000 a week. Who cares? We need a radio. What are you talking about?" So just relax. Just listen to me. I bring in about $10,000 a week, and I tithe 10% of that to my Unity Church. And I know my minister will find me. Trust. Well, I want to tell you a story that's happened to me. It also involves airplanes. I've been traveling a lot in this career that I conjured up in the early 80s, and as things kind of flowed, a lot of my trips have been to Italy to sing for conferences up in Lake Como and in Assisi and down in Sicily, and so it's kind of given me this great experience on somebody else's dime to get to see Italy a lot of times. And this happened when I was singing for a 4-day intensive down in Sicily, and it was time the 4 days were up. It was time to settle up with the organizer and receive my fee, and I was submitting my expenses like I always did. It was $90 in expenses, so I'd submitted those. And she said, "Well, we're not going to pay that anymore. We're not going to pay your miscellaneous expenses." And my stomach kind of made a little tiny knot, and I thought, that doesn't feel fair. What just changed? But I was about to say something, but a voice in my head just said, "Let it go. Just let it go. There's a bigger plan afoot. You're always covered. Let it go." So I did. I didn't say anything, just thanked her very much, received my fee, had to get from Sicily to the Rome airport, short flight, change terminals, and get in line for my boarding pass on the long 9-hour flight back to the U.S. So I get to that second, get in line for my second flight, and there are about 6 people in front of me, or I'm sixth in line. And it's a little bit of a hubbub at the gate, but I'm there 45 minutes before departure. I should be fine. Now, what's also part of the story is that I've flown so much with American Airlines that I was able to arrange ahead of time to have a fancy seat for my flight, a seat in business class. I knew it for months ahead, looking forward to that. So 45 minutes before departure, 10 minutes passes, I'm still sixth in line. This line's not moving. 10 more minutes pass, now I'm fifth in line. I wish this would hurry up. I want to make sure everything flows nicely. Finally get to talk to the gate agent at the time of departure, and she says, "I'm sorry, sir, but your business class seat is no longer available." Again, my stomach, but I was in line for 45. Sorry, there's nothing we can do. If you must have a business class seat, maybe there'll be one on tomorrow's flight or the next day. I'm not going to wait in the airport for 2 days to do that. But then she said, however, if you'd be willing to go on this flight, we do have a seat for you, an aisle seat in coach. And if you'd be willing to take that, American Airlines will compensate you with flight vouchers for future flights on American in the amount of $3,000. And I looked down at my feet and shuffled, and I said, well, I guess that would be okay. It's fine. And I had a great flight, ran into somebody I wouldn't run into, I hadn't seen in 5 years, had a great conversation. About an hour into that flight, it dawned on me what had happened that day. Earlier, I let go of $90, and I heard the voice that said, there's a bigger plan afoot, you're always covered, and just let it go. And a few hours later, I let go of $90 over here, I'm catching $3,000 over here. And, you know, most churches don't fly me. If I'm doing a tour to another part of the country, that comes out of my pocket. So here's the universe saying, here's some tickets. Go to some churches. It's amazing. And I think it involved, I think you have to start with trust. Have you heard of the principle of, are you squeezing the garden hose or are you letting it flow? And I have to wonder, what if I just squeezed that garden hose with that first interaction about the $90? I wonder if the other thing would have happened. It's like, what world are you living in, Charlie? And there's a great quote in A Course in Miracles. The cost of giving is receiving. You know, what you're giving out is what you're going to receive. It's a simple principle, but you kind of pay for it if you're giving out stuff that's squeezing the hose. So, what world are we choosing to live in? Trust is a great world to live in. Trust would settle every problem now. Another great quote from A Course in Miracles. Isn't that a good one? Trust, simple one-liner. Put it on your dashboard. Put it on your mirror. Trust would settle every problem now. Can we say that together? Trust would settle every problem now. Let's do it again. Trust would settle every problem now. I've lived with that for decades, that phrase, and it was just a couple of years ago I noticed, there's another layer to that. And I realized why it works. You know what it is? As soon as you trust, it's not a problem. Do you see how it's just turning that key, just changing that perspective? As soon as you trust, it's not a problem. Then you can say, there's a bigger plan afoot, I'm always covered, let it go. Trust would settle every problem now. I mentioned Alan Cohen earlier, I think, and he's a buddy of mine, a wonderful author and speaker. He kind of came on the scene in the 80s. He wrote a book called The Dragon Doesn't Live Here Anymore. Has anyone heard of that book? It's been a while. He also, the book title he wrote, another one, Joy is My Compass. That was a book title. I used to tour with him where he would speak and I would support his workshops and talks with music. I remember from the stage, he did this cool thing. He invited everyone in the audience, can you curl up your thumb and forefinger really tight, just look through a little pinprick around the room. Would you do this with me right now? Just kind of look around. And as we were doing this, he said, out of all the things that are happening in life, this is about how much you can see. And then he says, unfurl your fingers. And he said, this is how much God sees. And the joke we're playing on ourselves, we're trying to control everything based on this much information. And then he finished off by saying, how many general managers of the universe do we have in the audience? Anyone here? Any general manager? I am sometimes, just trying to control everything. And let it go. You can't possibly know everything. So maybe there's a bigger plan afoot. You're always covered. Trust would settle every problem now. Can we flow our boats? Can we kind of relax a little bit? Can we unsqueeze the hose, the garden hose? I wrote a song years ago, and I love the lyrics of the chorus kind of speak to this. It goes like this. In time, we see the working out, and we
we find that there's peace there. And you've seen this happen. Like, think of some mess you were in 5 years ago. How am I going to get out of this? You know, and after time passes, you realize, oh, that had to happen because that led to this, which led to that. And you kind of see the beauty of the puzzle, right? So what if you took that principle and applied it to whatever mess you're in this week? And just know there's a bigger plan afoot. It's finding its way. I mean, we talk about it all the time, divine order. There's more going on. Now, I don't expect I'm going to say anything new here, but maybe I'll say it in a way that it means more to you or you remember it better. So these are all very, very basic principles you've heard before, but we want to embody them. We want to kind of live from them, remember them in our lives. I have a friend I made at my first Unity church. It was a big church in Houston where I first found Unity. And I got involved in these music production programs that they're putting on. And during a rehearsal once, I was chatting with one of the guys. His name was Springborn. He's one of these one-name people like Madonna, Cher, Springborn. But he was a real Renaissance man. He was into brain research, architecture, theater, painting, music, everything. He just loved to stretch in all different directions. And I remember something he said to me. He said, "Charlie, you know what I love to do?" He says, "I love putting myself out on the leading edge of my ignorance." Isn't that a great line? I love putting myself out on the leading edge of my ignorance. So ignorance isn't stupidity. It's just what we don't know yet, right? So out on the frontier in new territory. I love that. But stretching into, and I'm doing some stretching into new areas too. I'm a homeowner for the first time in my life. I'm learning a lot that I never knew or had to know. But it's stretching, it's exciting. It's like new things. It's like the hero's journey with a hammer and a drill, So, but stretching in a new area takes trust. If you're always doing what you've always done, where's the adventure in that? Where's the stretching? Where's the growth? So it's an invitation. Are you stretching? Is there some idea you've had that feels like a stretch and you haven't gone there yet in your life? Think about what's your next kind of out on the edge of your ignorance stretch? Because there's real growth there. It's exciting. I remember a Science of Mind minister saying, he's from Denver, Fred Vogt. He said, if you're green, you're growing. If you're ripe, you're rotting. So where can we find the green growing parts of ourselves and not declare, oh, we've done it all, we're ripe? If you're green, you're growing. That's a good one. So another great quote from A Course in Miracles, I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because he who sent me will direct me. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because he who sent me will direct me. And this shows up a lot in our lives. Like, say some friend says, hey, I'm in trouble, can you come over? I need your support. Maybe you get in the car to go over, but what am I going to say? The step number one, show up, be present, and then just be ready for whatever wants to be said through you. I do not have to worry. Trust, it will be given. If you show up, that's your first job, and just know there's going to be something shown. Mark Twain had a quote about worry. I don't know if you've heard this one. He said, I've proven that worrying works. I've proven that worrying works. Because pretty much everything I ever worried about never happened. I think there's a little wry humor in there, a little message. One of the trust walks that I've done over the years is booking events. And a process I've gone through is where I'll open up my computer, I have to jump 3, 4 months, 5 or 6 months into the future, you see. And then I'll just sit and kind of tune in, like where am I being called? Where am I being pulled? And I've had it really be almost magical where I'll kind of lay out this imaginary tour, say 6, 7 months in the future. I'll just type it into on my calendar. I'll start making calls or do emails, and I'll get yes, 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 like, wow. Well, look at that. And it has to be a flow. You fly in to an airport, rent a car, do this kind of circle, get back to the airport, turn in the car. And yes, yes, yes. It's like, it's really fun. Like, wow, it's just clicking. But other times I'll tune in, do the whole thing, and I'll get no, 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 no. It's like, okay. So what do you do when you get the no's? And what I'm learning is you just don't know yet. It's not always given. It's not always easy, but just trust that you will know later down the road. Just kind of, sometimes it's let it go. There's a bigger plan afoot. You're always covered, but it's not always easy. It's not always it's not always a Disney movie, Hallmark movie, you know. And that's a process of just letting go, saying, okay, it's not known yet. Just wait and tune in and see what your guidance is next. I have a friend who's a naturopath, and she said something to me once that changed my life. And it's a very simple one-liner. It's really about the physical, but I saw how it kind of applied to the metaphysical. She said, the body loves circulation. A simple statement. Makes sense when you think about it. The body loves circulation. I was looking at kind of a health challenge at the time, but I took that heart to heart, and I realized, I think I'm going to just start walking every day. Just work up a good sweat, just kind of circulate the juices, flush it out. Such a simple thing, and we get so sedentary sometimes. We just sit at our computers or maybe go for a slow little walk with the dog, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to work up a sweat. And that's 12, 13 years ago, and since that time, I've averaged about 70,000 steps a week, and just kind of got out, and it was just, I just felt myself slowly getting healthier from doing it, and at the time, I weighed about 30 pounds more than I do now, so it just kind of slowly kind of got me healthier and trim, and just feeling better. Just flush the system. The body loves circulation. So that's great on that level. But I noticed there's another level where our relationships love circulation. They need to be kind of flushed and cleansed and clean and sweated out sometimes too. And I don't know if some of you are like this, but I've noticed I have a history of being kind of a don't rock the boat person in relationships. Well, so this is kind of what happens. Like there might be something that we really should talk about, and I'm trying to, can I just creep around this? And if I just don't mention it, it will go away. Anyone else know that one? No one's holding the hand up. They don't. Yeah, okay. So, and it kind of reminds me, and I hope this isn't too graphic, but when I've had the flu in the past and like this fever, and you'll usually find me in the bathroom hugging the cold tile floor, just trying to cool off a little bit from this fever. And usually when I'm lying there, my body is saying, would you please let me get rid of this stuff in your stomach? Would you please let go of it? And I'm down there thinking, I don't want to go through that. I don't want to taste that in my mouth. I don't want any of that. So can I hang on and get through this? When I would feel so much better if I just let it go. Just get it out. Move on. It's a great parallel. And what I'm thinking happens in relationships, it comes back to trust. And here's what it is. It's like, do I trust that our love is greater than any issue that might come up? Do I trust that our love is greater than any issue that might come up? And that's scary. That can be scary. Trust would settle every problem now. Is love greater than the problem? I hope so. And it's scary. Trust would settle every problem now. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do. God who sent me will direct me. I want to close with one last thought, and this is from a minister. I heard him speaking when I was the guest music. He's a Science of Mind minister and CSL minister in San Jose named David Bruner. And I love what happened. He stood up at the beginning of his talk and he said, congregation, I have a big confession I have to tell you. So we're all going, oh, what is it? It's going to be juicy. It's going to be gossipy. But it was more just interesting. He said, here's my confession. Every Sunday, I've been giving you the same talk. I've just had to figure out a different way to say it. And he said, if you boil it down, I've always been saying three things. And I love this. He says, everything is God. This includes you. Act accordingly. Isn't that great? Everything is God. This includes you. Act accordingly. Amen. So let's claim it as I statement. So everything is God. This includes me, and I act accordingly. Should we do that? Everything is God. This includes me, and I act accordingly. One more time. Everything is God. This includes me, and I act accordingly. So if we really step into that mindset, if everything is God, this includes me, and I act accordingly, we've actually bypassed even the need for trust, haven't we? Because we've stepped into the mindset where divine order is. We live in divine order, in knowing it, not reaching, hoping, trying to remember it. Living in trust beyond the need for trust, where we can truly flow our boats. Thank you. Thank you so much. You know what? While I have the stage, I'm just going to remind you, I have music in the back, and I'm going to wave a couple of things at you. I have CDs that are $15 for the first one. After that, they're $5 each, if anyone's still doing CDs in 2023. I also have all 18 of my albums on a thumb drive for $30. So that's a pretty sweet deal, 18 albums. My wife came up with a healthy chocolate cookbook. Take a look at that. And lastly, there are flyers back there about my next Italy trips. So if you want to come to Italy with me, I love showing people around. It'll be my 61st time in Italy. So meet me afterwards. Oh, finally, lastly, house concert again. There's some flyers back there, and then Fellowship Hall. So, sure, always. Okay, I've been invited to play another song. Thank you. Let this be. And I'm going to squeeze it the appropriate amount of time. Thank you. Well, I'll play a song called Letting It Fly. And it starts out letting it go. Well, remember, just let it go. There's a bigger plan afoot. So letting it go, letting it fly. How can you know if you'll laugh or cry? You jump in the river of life. So now you're a swimmer. It's in your eyes. So I love doing this on the verses anyway, where I'll sing a line, then you echo it. Are you ready to sing a little bit on this? So I'll sing it, you echo it. So here we go. Letting it go, letting it go, letting it fly, letting it fly. How can you know if you'll laugh or cry? You jump in the river of life. So now you're a swimmer. It's in your eyes. With your arms open wide, you are shining inside, and you look with the eyes of your soul. It's a choice that you make with each breath that you take, and it's all for the sake of your soul. When you were younger, your head in the clouds, did you ever wonder how things would play out? Now that you're older and so much you've done, does it ever feel like you've just begun? With your arms open wide, you are shining inside, and you look with the eyes of your soul. It's a choice that you make with each breath that you take, and it's all for the sake of your soul. Letting it go, letting it fly. There you are. Thank you.
Thank Thank you so much. That was wonderful. We enjoyed it. I love your voice. It's just really touching. All right, so let's affirm our unity principles together. There is only one power and one presence in our lives and in the universe. Whatever we call it, can you name it? We just leave it hanging, right? We are the Christ of God in expression. Thoughts plus feelings equal outcome. There is power in affirmative prayer and affirmation. We must live the truth we know. So now's the time for our love offering. Just want to remind you that your presence here is the greatest gift, and this is an opportunity, not an obligation. We're going to pass the bowls. You can use the envelopes in the back of your seat, or you can go to our website, unitysavannah.org, and tap on the donate button. And just know that if you felt spiritually fed here and you would like to make a donation, we're open to receive it. Unity is a tithing church. We pass on 10% of what we receive to other institutions and causes that spiritually feed us as well.
I am thankful, so grateful in this moment right now. I am thankful, so grateful right here, right now. I am thankful, so grateful in this moment right now. I am thankful, so grateful right here, right now, right here, right now, right here, right.
Dear Heavenly Mother, Father God, we thank you, we bless you, and we appreciate you. And we know as these love offerings come from your heart into this sanctuary, that it will go out into the community, to the universe, and return to us 1,000-fold. And for that we are so grateful. Won't you join me as we express that gratefulness as we say the offertory blessing together? Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful.
Thankful, so grateful in this moment right now. I am thankful, so grateful right here, right now. my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Y'all, thanks again for coming out to Unity of Savannah today. Charlie, you did an amazing job. Thank you. As Charlie told you, he's got merchandise back on the table, and he will be doing a house concert later tonight. So hope you'll be able to attend. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. Let's all stand and join hands. We're coming. All right. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace it was meant to be. With earth as our mother, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. Every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is